Welcome back to part 17 of Final Fantasy XIII. Last time we got through the gap right with this time. We're probably going to switch off to new characters, but first I want to show you this menu. Clear it out, no exclamation points. What is that? That's right, I can't stand those, so we had to get rid of them. Let me actually see here. I'm trying to think. Do I want to upgrade? I feel like I want to upgrade what's his face is Hawkeye, Hope's Hawkeye. Because I think I'm going to stick with that, but I might not do it today. I might do it off screen, who knows. But here we go, we're going to follow the lights as per usual. I love this though, you see how the lighting changes. Like, I'm assuming that these like fake floral arrangements, they're not actually crystal so much as they kind of reflect whatever light source is out there. Because like you can see kind of, some of them are so blue, some of them are so green. It's just kind of neat, like they're dynamic, they're not just crystal plants. I mean they are, but they're not, you know. Oh god, that frame rate. That frame rate. Wait, was it? What happened? Does it happen here? No. I wonder. What? Can we do that again? I don't know what that was. That was really jank. But hold up. There we go. Run towards the lightning. Look at that. Look at that. Just the transition from. Wait, hold on. How dumb? I'm sorry. It's just so crazy. Oh, it just stops. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. It doesn't just phase into the ground. It's actually kind of shattered. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to make you do the little twist. Look at that. The ground's kind of torn up. That's cool. That's just neat. Oh, boy. That's so blown out. That sunlight. That's a little bit better. Oh, look what it is. It's Palom Polem.
That's it. Palom Polem.
That's where you live, right?
Whoa, her voice sounds so different there. Like super high pitch. Like they had someone else doing the
We'll
voice.
stop in when we get there.
Oh god.
No. We're the sea now, and no one's there but my dad.
Hope, you need to let him know what happened.
So you would think that there's like his parents were divorced or something along those lines. Not exactly. We'll get more into that later, but judging by the way he talks about his father, you'd think that they were divorced, or he definitely favored one parent more than the other. But they all live together, which is kind of interesting. They don't really go too much more into that, but because I'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay, time to hunt some lassie.
So what, we find him and that's that?
Don't get all hot and bothered.
Sarah, am I doing the right thing?
Stop him! Bring him down!
Hold on!
Okay.
Jump!
Snow!
Sarah! Sarah! went to the Foul Sea hoping to help her. But I was too late. Ow!
I knew you were hard-headed, but
That was... Ow!
snap to it. We're rolling out.
Yeah. Hunting Lassie, right?
This is our chance. Do not let the Lassie escape. Move out.
I will keep my promise, Lightning.
So a couple things. One, when he kicks Sarah out of the velo cycle, whatever, was he trying to drag her back up because he realized that was a bad idea? Or was he trying to jump down and was she supposed to catch him? If so, you know they were going plummeting into the water. That boy's too heavy. The other thing, more so, was that I wonder if this game was made today. Could they achieve gameplay graphics that look closer to these cutscenes? Because these cutscenes are amazing. The pre-rendered cutscenes are fantastic. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Fresh air. Nice.
So, where we headed?
Dunno.
You don't know? I thought you had somewhere in mind the way you took off.
I followed the smell.
What?
Smells nice. All naturey.
Just smells damp. And I think something bit me.
Hide!
I do like how these scenes mirror each other. If you look at
Closest city
God,
that
that's
way
loud.
is Palampolam.
If you look at when
That
Hope
is not
and
good.
Lightning were in the Gap
I
of
wonder if
Whitewood,
those two were caught in the net.
they were you
do
saw
we
the guys
do?
fly over them and the guys fly over them here, and it's just kind of nice. They're
We
both
do.
in these nature preserve areas.
now,
with
what
their-
can we do?
One was clearly technologically advanced. This one's more organic. It's kind of neat. Look at those beard hairs. That's crazy.
Right. No choice. We run the other way.
But isn't that back to where you came from? I don't know. I
be
feel like that's just going backwards.
Nautilus.
I do appreciate that she's smart enough
As
not
we
to
set
ask.
off, it was like he'd forgotten.
Like she's
I'm
not
still
that dumb
there.
that she can perceive his mood change, which is kind of nice. A lot of times characters would be like, oh, whatever, and it's just like, come on now, pay attention to your party members. First things first, let me oh god, more of these. I might do these later. I'll just do these later. But first things first, we have a bunch of Crystarian points. But first things first, I said that 3 times now. Let me actually, before I do anything, I'm going to use those points. Okay, we can do a further, farther, 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 farther. Is it further or farther when it's a video game? Like I'm moving farther along the path, but you can't actually measure. I mean, I guess you can measure it in terms of nodes. But wait, do I want to do this? Hold on a second. Cause see, I want Aurora. You need Aurora. You need Aurora for here. You should want Aurora. Absolutely. I could get Thunder, but let's wait and see. Wait. Alright, we need... Oh god, all these are so expensive. Poison? You want poison. Let's get poison. Oh, whoa, you see... Wait, look at the little effect. It's like a poison, like poisonous bubbles pop out. I wonder, does that signify what your next ability is? Alright, the next one is Quake. Alright, the next one here is Thunder, so let's see. Oh, no, that's... okay, that's always the case. Alright, get this one. Overwhelm. I don't want that. Medic? Oh, that's the wrong way. Alright, let's just get this, not roll level, but, does she have anything on this myth? Asuna? Oh my god, I want that. That cures status ailments like poison and debuffs and whatnot. It only removes 1 at a time, so keep that in mind. We'll come back for that. Commando, does he have anything? Is this Quake? more Quake. I don't need Quake per se. But let's... I think they give it to you here because I want to say some of the enemies are weak to Quake, so we'll get it for now. Let's move up this path. And what do we have? Oh my god, more path moving. Thunder? Yeah, I want Thunder. I want Thunder. I don't think I'll be able to get Thunder because 3... Let's see. That's like 2,000. Oh, I might be able to get it. I should be able to get it. Just enough. Alrighty. And then Synergist. Wait. Oh, in Thunder and Water? Okay, we want that. You don't necessarily need in Thunder and Water right now, but before you leave this area, this chapter with what's their faces, Vanille and Sass here, you want to... I'm going to do it now. I'm sorry. I have to clear these out now. You want to get that, because I think it's pretty good for a boss fight, unless I'm slipping here. We're in the Sunleth Waterscape. Off-limits to civilians. This unusual nature reservation is often visited by Sanctum officials engaged in ecological field studies. So much like the Gapra Whitewood, which... Where is it? Border zone separates the wilderness of the Val Peaks from Palimpullum. Kind of the same thing. Experimental facilities, bio research, all that good stuff. But let me check. Is there anything behind me? Oh my god, I gotta do paradigms. Okay, we gotta clear these woods, but first things first. Paradigms. Alright, let's see. We're gonna do Rav. Calm. I want this. Now that we have control of Saboteur, hopefully this goes a little bit better because we'll be able to just directly command everything that's going on. I don't necessarily want... Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, that should be good. Sometimes I like to start with Undermine. We'll start with it for now. I might switch back to slash and burn. But I love these guys, little pumpkin guys. I feel like we've seen these guys. Like, there's slime. There's an enemy in other Final Fantasy games that look like this. Flandragora, and you'll see weak to fire, which is kind of interesting because they look like fire. I believe they're also weak to poison. There you go. I should do that. I should not do that. We'll do poison one more time. Slash burn. And lather, rinse, repeat, hopefully. These guys, though, it seems like they're the kind that can spawn enemies. I don't think that they can spawn. Oh, alright, we're good. I don't think they can spawn other versions of themselves. Oh, what? Is it go here? Alright, let's do that. One more of these. I want to say as well, Sass has Blitz at this point. If you can, much like in the other area of the game, once we get control of them, if you want to use Blitz, it's always a good idea to use Blitz because it hits for way more damage than attack, because it's a bunch of successive rounds of attacks rather than, you know, just one attack or two attacks with his dual pistols. Oh, these guys. Alright, these guys, I might want to use Aurora on. I might. Oh, let's go. He has no peripheral vision. I was staring right at the dude. Hedge frog? Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to throw out Aurora. Hedge frog. Boom. Let's go. Preemptive strike, Aurora. They're nothing. They're nothing. 6 seconds. We're out here. I do want to get their... I want to Libra them, rather. Get their information. But this is one of my... Wait. We're going to go this way, right? This is one of my favorite areas of the game. Another great song, but... And also, honestly, one of the few vocal tracks for the main areas throughout the game. Which I find kind of interesting. I think for JRPG in particular, I'm not a huge fan of vocal arrangements, though Persona 5 has really changed my tune on that. Pun very much intended. But it works here. It's very peaceful. The lyrics don't seem to get in the way of too much. think this guy's... Oh yeah, he's immune to water. I thought I should do that.
Keep up, old man!
Alrighty. Do a Ravager.
Take that!
It should do more damage. I'm assuming it will because they're both fire. I think there's not back. That's the only reason to head back this way. I mean, in this game, honestly, the offshoot paths only have items on them. That's all you really should be doing. Something? Oh, wait a second. Oh, see, I thought this was weird. When you come to that fork in the road, the way the minimap works, it looks like you'd be going off this. Oh, Stas has some of the best lines in this area of the game, honestly. Just a bunch of quips. Look at that. What are these things? Like, could I eat one of those if need be? I don't know. Oh, there's two of them? I didn't even see both of them. There we go. See, Aurora kind of has like a stun effect, which is somewhat nice. And one more. I have to re-stagger him, but that's okay.
Change is good, Pop!
Can you ruin? Thank you. And one more. In other news, I'm thinking about getting a new phone. I've mentioned I have a Galaxy S10e. It's somewhat frustrating because great phone, great screen-to-body ratio, all that good stuff. Had a headphone jack, but the Wi-Fi connectivity is awful, horrendous, to the point where it's you can't use it. Like, it would disconnect from my 5 GHz connection regularly. Like, I'd be watching something, it would go into loading mode, and it's awful. So ended up sending it back, getting a refund. Though I will say I bought that through Amazon's warehouse deal, so it was kind of like an open box policy. It was technically used, but it was just because the box was open that I got it. So I got it for like $100 off or so, $70. Send it back though, and I'm thinking of getting the Asus Zenfone 6 because that phone is about on par as far as specs are concerned, and it's only like $500 at the cheapest price point. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that battle, but that was so quick, honestly. With Aurora, it's incredible how fast those battles go. This one I'll probably just leave in because I'm talking, and it's one dude. Something else I realized with this game, the camera, it's kind of an interesting setup. This whole time, I've rarely touched the camera in battle. You can move the camera in battle if you want, which is nice. You can get a better, field of view, what have you. And it's, I guess, kind of cool. If there was a photo mode in this game, honestly, this I'll get back to what I was saying about the camera, but this game could have used a photo mode where you could move the camera in battle and get those cool shots. Granted, you can't move your characters in battle, so it's somewhat frustrating. But that said, you can move the camera around, and I was watching the Smash video, and when you're playing Super Smash Bros, you don't really notice it, but the camera in Super Smash Bros is crazy. Like, it moves all over the place to the point where you're kind of like, how does anybody watch this game? Especially if there's 4 players or more than 3 players on the screen, or more than 2 players on the screen. The action is so crazy to follow, which is one of the reasons why I can't watch Overwatch. I can't watch people play first-person games. It doesn't really make sense to me. But I can follow Smash Bros because it's just 2 people. But someone actually in Overwatch, the Overwatch Workshop, made a Smash Brothers mode where they got to where the camera kind of moved and followed and panned the way the Smash Brothers mode would, and it was all side-scrolling 2D combat. And it was crazy watching it because I'm like, the camera is incredibly jarring in Smash Bros. It's just so hard to follow. But there's something to be said for this camera. I appreciate the enemies are more or less stationary. You don't have to think too much about their positioning. You can just focus on your strategy, like a real, JRPG, a turn-based RPG rather. Final Fantasy 15 is nice and all, but I'd take this over. Oh snap! A hack and slash. Well, no, that's not true. A hack and slash JRPG, yes. Equipment. So the Belladonna wand improves her debuffs. Carved in the image of a poisonous plant, this weapon was once used to tame wild animals. Improved debuffing, which is fantastic. Do we have anything good? Resist physical? I mean, I guess we can use resist. Oh, buff duration. Oh, wait, what? Wait, let me say, buff duration. Oh yeah, give me that. Yeah, I'll take that. Not that Saz really buffs us all that much right now anyway. Magic wall, there's not a lot of magic going on. But we'll throw it up there, why not? Magician's Mark. Weapons. But yeah, the Belladonna wand is probably going to be the weapon that you want to max out for Vanille. It's her best debuffing weapon, and later in the game we'll get a move that will benefit immensely from her debuffing capabilities, so keep that in mind for later viewers. One more menu thing. Can we don't want, we want Overwhelm, yes. Chain, bonus of attack. Oh, okay, I want that. I was looking for her accessory slot, which I think is on her Saboteur. No. Nope. It's not on her Medic? It's probably on Medic. That's how they get you to use Medic, because you don't really have to. Oh, she doesn't get an accessory slot right away. That's weird. Well, huh, okay. Does Saz get an accessory slot? Not there. Not there. What about here? Not there. Yes, there. Okay, we're going for that accessory slot. That was synergist. Alright, that's good. Because I want to be able to synthesize some stuff. I don't know how much. Oh, these guys! Alright. These guys just mind their little business. They're not doing anything to anybody.
No
I should be liberating them, but I'm pretty sure they're weak to arrow. And it will interrupt them like nobody's business. So, come on. Come on. Boom. Blitz is also good to use, but I figured I'd just arrow them. That was clean. That was clean. Too easy. Too easy. Is that 5 sides? That's 5 sides. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, the other thing, like I mentioned, you get the enemy information just by beating them. So if you don't, oh, this can be kind of tough. If you don't actually lever them, you'll get the information eventually. A couple things about that Flandragora encounter. They can inflict poison with their physical attacks, so keep in mind for that. And I guess I'll show this off because it's item required. And what else? Oh, you can stagger them. You can stagger an individual Flandragora with one turn of dual casting without a preemptive stagger. You can just use fire, and it will be enough to stagger them because they have such a low stagger point. Alright, I'm just going to keep spamming Aurora. Like I said before, it kind of makes them immobile to the point where they can't do anything, so I may as well make use of that. It's basically the Ravager version of Launch. I think I mentioned that in the last part. I mean, it is the Ravager version of Launch, quite frankly. Saz, you're fine. Go. I should have just used dual Ravager, but it's so easy to take out. One more. 33 health, you're good, Saz. And come on. Oh my, are you kidding me? What are you doing? I love how he kind of eats the fire too, he just sucks it up. And we get Procyon. I think this improves buffing. I'm assuming it improves buffing. Stagger. Oh, Stagger Manus. So it improves. It increases the his stagger bonus, which that's good. Enemies will stay staggered for longer. Do I want to fight you? I'll fight you just because. I'll show off the fact that you can stagger them one turn. Is that a preemptive strike? Of course it is, because it's peripherals. It's peripherals. Check your periphery. I'll be back to that phone. Ace's Zenfone. I'm somewhat worried because of this whole Huawei ban. in America that you can't use the Chinese brand phones. You won't be able to use them. They're not going to get updates or not working with Google. All the American companies are in shambles right now. Well, the Chinese companies in shambles because they can't work with the American companies. I almost got the Huawei P7 or P30 Pro because wait, can I not jump up there? I guess it's not part of the map. I almost got that phone because I thought it was cool and it was going to be blue. It was amazing, but saw the band, can't get it. Oh wait, where are you coming from, boy? He ran ahead. He ran ahead. All right, we're gonna leave this in, but I'm kind of worried because the Asus Zenfone, that's a Taiwanese company, which, granted, I think the Taiwanese people are ethnically Chinese. So I just feel like there's an opportunity for the president to say some stuff, and then they're gonna not support Asus phones. Like I can't have that happen. It's just kind of unfortunate. So hopefully nothing happens with Taiwan and I can still use my phone. But you know, you never know. Alright, we're gonna do this one more battle. Again, this one is not that difficult. They make it seem harder than it really is by putting all these guys together like, oh, you won't be able to get past us. Look at us, we're so strong. Later in the game, I believe some of these guys can actually summon other ones of them or summon other enemies. They can actually, they're kind of like little oh my god, they're actually kind of like little mages. I need you to do something. I need you to hit that. I need you to hit that Saz. 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 Thank you. Oh god, that was close. But it was clean. It was clean. No game overs here. Was it even worth it though? Was it even worth it? Doctor's Code. I mean, you can dismantle that into some stuff. You can upgrade it and dismantle it into some stuff too. We'll hang on to it for now. There's no real reason in getting rid of anything at this point. Oh my god, that's such a short area. That's like the whole point. That's like the whole... That was fast. Alright, well, in the next episode, we will continue on down this pathway. And probably lose in the next battle because it's going to be super hard. I'm not even joking. It's going to be so hard. But we'll save that for next time. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.